Welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. Tokunbo Tokes Ademola joins us now to, analyze the UEFA Champions League and all the other stories are coming out from the sporting world. Tokunbo, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to be here.
Right, fantastic. Before we go and dive into what's going on in the UEFA Champions League, before we went on that break, we saw the unfortunate the victim of a golf shot who's ended up losing a high sight, and a lot of the times this, you'd say, it's part of the hazards of being on a golf course, but we rarely see serious injuries like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time ever hearing of such, and it's really, it's terrible for the victim, and also it's terrible for the, the golf player, I mean, he's one of the youngest golf players on the US team, and
right.
He's just playing a game of golf, trying to win, and, this happens. So, it's quite a psychological burden on him,
right.
as well, I mean, really, it's the organizers, I mean, they should have things organized. I mean, it's something as prolific as a Ryder Cup. It's not just any ordinary golf tournament, that, they should organize things so nothing like this can ever happen, so it's terrible.
Listening to you and listening to a lot of people, the burden seems to be on the organizers. But if you want to play the devil's advocate, is there any defense? If the lady has threatened to sue them, by the way, but is there any defense if the lady, goes forward with that and sues them? Is there any defense the organizers can, that you come to a game like that, probably you should expect that things like that, unfortunately, though, can happen sometimes?
Ooh, well, first of all, in the Western world, the suit must happen. That's a lot of money. You lose an eye, she's definitely going to sue, if not her husband is going to sue, so. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's. I mean, the interaction between the organizers and the player and the spectators needs to be better, I mean, you've seen, whether it's a cricket game or a baseball game, you see the ball flying into the crowd and everything, yeah, the organizers really, there's only so much they can do, true, but their interaction with the people spectating needs to be better. So if they know something, because golf ball is something very small, that's flying, towards them, maybe some sort of signal or something, but the organizers really, when it comes down to it, the burden's always going to fall on them,
All right.
So it's not defensible.
Start.
It's not defensible. I said, this is the first time we're hearing of something like this happen.
All right.
And
so the reaction will be slow.
The reaction will be slow, and maybe she didn't see it coming,
It's just all around tragic, like I said, for the golfer as well as the fan as well. So we wish her the quickest recovery possible right there. Let's move on now. Let's talk tennis. The Lagos Open is still on the way. And yesterday we talked about the Nigerian players that are featured in the first round, and they all crashed out, unfortunately. But then action continues, and the other guys from the other countries are in town, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing what they set out to do. That's to win games. Another Nigerian was in action, this time in the ladies' singles. She took an opponent from Ukraine, Valeria Strakova, defeating Nigeria's Barakat Onyilomo Kodri 6-2, 6-3. So another Nigerian falling by the wayside there. British player Lloyd Glasspool defeated Tunisian Skandar Mansouri 6-3, but his opponent was forced to retire in the second set. We also saw action between Arthur Rindenek beating Hugo Lago of Spain by 6-3, 6-2, while a player from India, Ponacha Nikki, defeated Alexis Clegu of Benin Republic 7-6, 4-6, 6-3. A player from France, Tom Jombi, defeated Tyler Liu from the United States of America 7-6, 6-2. Jack Draper of the Great Britain defeated South African Lance Pierre Du Toit 6-2, 6-2, while Ian Govies of India beat Diego Matos of Brazil 6-3. Our second set did not happen because Matos retired, probably injured. More games, Yannick.
Yeah, let's quickly run through. You have Zimbabwean Benjamin Locke took to the courts against Tunisia's Aziz Uka, and they headed 6-4, 6-3. Danilo Kalenichenko beat Arnold Sewenu of the Republic of Benin 6-1, 6-love. Rosalie van der Hoek defeated Denis Kazanuik. It was a walkover, actually. Teresa Mihalikova beat South Africa's Zo Kruger 6-2, 6-3. Natsia Kola defeated Merel Hoet 6-3, 6-1. Connie Perrin of Switzerland defeated her opponent in 3 sets, 6-1, 3-6, 6-2. Estelle Casino defeated Claudia Coppola 6-1, and in the second set retired in that one. Tokes, I know you've been following this. You've been looking. First, let me ask you, before we talk about Nigerians, the standard of the tournament, the quality of play that you've seen.
Well, no, it's a good tournament. I mean, you have players who are ranked maybe about 200, in the world coming, and some of them are junior players, and some of these players maybe, I know some past players, you've seen them progress to stuff like the French Open before. Absolutely. And everything, so it's good standard of play, and I wish the public will go more to see this, to know that this is actually happening in Lagos. You have players from all over, from Europe, from Britain all the way to Ukraine, India, and South Africans, our local players over here. So it's good. It's good, and it's a good opportunity for our players, to get in. I mean, the first player, she was actually the last Nigerian standing in the singles. She's a junior player, and she's got to play. She's got to play a good player there. So it's good experience for them. It's good tennis for the public to watch, so and I'm sure, it's going to get bigger and better. So.
So what do we need to do? Because there's no way we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about our own involvement, talking about Nigeria. What do we need to do to see Nigerians progressing in tournaments like this, especially because this might just be the biggest opportunity they have? Some of them don't get the chance to travel out and play in top tournaments.
Well, I mean, in terms of them progressing, that goes to another conversation in terms of their training. That's what's getting up to be able to compete to that level. Well. Yes, so I mean that's a long conversation.
That's for the bodies, the federation in Nigeria, right?
Yeah, the development of tennis locally.
But for the individual player that wants to progress. Look, why I'm asking you is this: looking at the level of play and the ones that are progressing, the ones that have left this tournament and gone on to do bigger things. What's that missing link for the individual, not the whole package, but the
individual local players, and what they. Well, I mean, definitely they get this opportunity over here, which is local, but also beyond that, what they're doing outside of that in terms of the tournaments. Some of the Tennis Federation, World Tennis Federation tournaments. So they have to make sure they're going around the circuit. That's really what's important. Particularly starting from the junior level.
It's quite capital intensive, you have to say as well. So, a lot of financial support needed to get around and play these tournaments. All right. Well, we wish our Nigerian players better luck next time. Hopefully, they can do better than they've done in the first futures of the Lagos Open. Let's move on to football now. There was a big match in Nigeria, in Abat to be precise. That was in the CAF Confederation Cup, where Nigeria's Enyimba took on Raja Casablanca of Morocco. The scoreline didn't really favor the Nigerians. They ended up losing that game by a lone goal, you have to say. They missed the penalty that should have been the equalizer for them. Stanley Dingba missing that sport kick. And like we said, now they have their work cut out going into the second leg. We know how tough it is.